This video teaches you how to construct grammatically correct sentences. Here you see some of the parts of a sentence. We use these to make our sentences longer and more interesting. First, we have adjectives. Adjectives are used before nouns. They describe nouns. They tell us more about the noun. For example, beautiful girl, bright face, clean room, dirty dress. Intensifiers make adjectives stronger. So, I can say very beautiful face, extremely bright face, remarkably clean room, dreadfully dirty dress. We also use prepositional phrases in sentences. So I can say at the end of the road, on top of the mountain, in front of the post office, in the middle of the room, upon the table, on the way to school, on the eve of her birthday, during the program. Insert adjectives and intensifiers before the nouns given below. Now, here is another kind of phrase that we often use in sentences. We call them infinitive phrases. What is an infinitive? An infinitive is to plus a root verb. So, infinitives are root verbs that have to before them. For example, to sit, to go, to read, to look, to speak, to listen, to enjoy, to like, to relax, to spend, to save. Here we have infinitive phrases. To build the roof, to help the students, to paint the door, to count the money, to arrange for a meeting, to watch a movie, to make tea, to call a friend, to lend some money, Now, let us start constructing sentences. We are going to begin with a very commonly used structure. A noun phrase, a verb phrase, and a noun phrase. We'll first focus on the verb. The first sentence has the verb saw. So, who saw? And saw what? The second sentence has the verb has. Who has? Has what? The third sentence has the verb made. Who made? Made what? Here we have a sentence. The man saw a cat. Try to complete these sentences also. Again, the structure is noun phrase, verb phrase, and noun phrase. Here, we have added adjectives to the sentence. So I have a sentence that reads like this. The poor old man saw a filthy black cat. Next, we have added prepositional phrases. It's called a prepositional phrase because the phrases begin with prepositions. Here it begins with in, and here it begins with under. So I have a sentence like this. The poor old man in the blue shirt saw a filthy black cat under the bushes. Here, intensifiers have been added. I have two intensifiers. One is extremely and the other is shockingly. The extremely poor old man in the blue shirt saw a shockingly filthy black cat under the bushes. Here, some more prepositional phrases have been added. Near the pillar, in the garden. The extremely poor old man in the blue shirt near the pillar saw a shockingly filthy black cat under the bushes in the garden. Here a time phrase has been added. 2 days ago. The extremely poor old man in the blue shirt near the pillar saw a shockingly filthy black cat under the bushes in the garden 2 days ago. Now we come to the verbal. What is a verbal? The verbal is a verb that functions like an adjective or a noun. Let us understand this very important rule. All ing verbs have to be used with am, is, are, was, were. For example, am writing, is running, was painting, was studying. Otherwise, they cannot function like verbs. If they are used without am, is, are, was, were, they become adjectives or nouns. Look at these incomplete sentences. Our screaming uncle. Here screaming tells us more about the noun uncle. So screaming here is an adjective. This sleeping dog. Here sleeping tells us more about the dog. So here sleeping is an adjective. Now complete these sentences using suitable verbs and the rest of the sentence. Look at the verbal here. Here, the verbal has become the subject of the sentence. It functions like a noun. Complete these sentences correctly. Here, we have added verbals to the sentence. The first verbal is standing and the second verbal is sleeping. But our main sentence is the man saw a cat. And the verb of this sentence is saw. Now let us read the sentence. The extremely poor old man in the blue shirt, standing near the pillar, saw a shockingly filthy black cat sleeping under the bushes in the garden 2 days ago. Here we have used an infinitive phrase to help the shockingly filthy black cat. It is an infinitive phrase because it begins with the infinitive to help. So, my sentence becomes, the extremely poor old man in the blue shirt, standing near the pillar, wanted to help the shockingly filthy black cat sleeping under the bushes in the garden 2 days ago. Now, here is another sentence structure. It begins with a noun phrase, then we have a verb phrase, and then we have an adverbial phrase. What is an adverb? An adverb tells us more about the verb. Adverb, adding to the verb. Here, look at this sentence. The girl is singing how? Sweetly. Where? Upstairs. When? Now. So I have a sentence. The girl is singing sweetly upstairs now. Now complete these 3 sentences in any way that you want. Be sure you use adverbial phrases. Complete the sentences given below with suitable adverbial phrases. Now, we come to the adjectival phrase. So the structure of the sentence becomes noun phrase, verb phrase, adjectival phrase. Let us read the first sentence. The man in the blue shirt. Now here in the blue shirt is your prepositional phrase. So that man in the blue shirt is very important, enormously rich, and incredibly powerful. This phrase tells us more about the man. So it is an adjectival phrase. Now complete these 2 sentences with suitable adjectival phrases. Be sure that the words and phrases that you use tell us more about she and they. Let us understand the structure of longer sentences. Read the sentence below. Let us understand the different components of the sentence. One day, a poor boy who was selling goods from door to door to pay his way through school found that he had only 1 thin dime left and he was hungry. This sentence is made up of 4 shorter sentences Let's read the shorter sentences. A poor boy found. Here found means realize something. He had only 1 dime left. He was selling goods from door to door, your prepositional phrase. To pay his way through school is your infinitive phrase. So your main sentence is he was selling goods. He was hungry. These 4 sentences have been joined with linking words that, who, and. So that, who and have been used to join the sentences. So, what are longer sentences made of? Longer sentences are made of shorter sentences. Short sentences are joined using linking devices. They could be either words or phrases. Look at the example below. We have 3 short sentences. His uncle lives in the US. Here, in the US is a prepositional phrase. He is coming to India on Wednesday. To India on Wednesday, again, these are prepositional phrases. He has to attend an important wedding. To attend an important wedding becomes your infinitive phrase. Now these 3 sentences are going to be joined together. We are going to use 2 linking devices. One is who and the other is as. His uncle who lives in the US is coming to India on Wednesday as he has to attend an important wedding. So now do you see? Longer sentences are really made up of shorter sentences. Now, here are some tips to write grammatically correct sentences. First, if you often make grammatical mistakes when writing, do not write long sentences. Write short, grammatically correct sentences first. Then, join 2 or 3 sentences using suitable linking devices. At times, you can keep your sentences short. When you vary the length of your sentences, some short and some long, your writing will have variety and becomes interesting to read. Thank you.